Public fursuiting is a great activity to do in a country like Argentina. We saw that on my last public fursuiting video. There, I mentioned I had visited other cities where fursuiting was also a great experience. Here's my train ticket. Wanna know what my experience was fursuiting at a coastal town? Hi everyone, this is Sadie the Fox. Today, we will talk about tips to go about fursuiting at a coastal city. In this case, the city of Mar del Plata. Jesus Christ, this was so great! Cue the music! Traveling is something I don't do much, but when I do, I try to get the best out of it. This last week, I spent my time in the beautiful city of Mar del Plata. This place is down south the province of Buenos Aires, which makes it a rather coolish place during the year, but in summer, you can really enjoy your time in the sunshine. And because of that, this should be the first point to take into account when you go about a city like Mar del Plata, or any coastal town. Cities that border the ocean tend to vary in temperature quite a lot, even within hours. Mar del Plata is a clear example of thermal variation. 3 out of the 8 days I spent there had a nice warm temperature to actually go to the beach. And I did, but little did I know the coast was going to be cold. The ocean works as a weather controlling force. Don't look at me as if I was crazy. That's what I was told. The ocean can control temperatures and even suck up storms too. So I would say it's quite a powerful weather machine. So yeah, the weather is a very, very important factor for you to go around. Don't go fursuiting during a hot day, that's a line I should drop, even if it's obvious. Remember, your fursuit is nothing but a thick coat. Pay attention to the sound power activity signs, if any, and you can then make the right choice to whether take your fursuit or not. In my case, I took it, since it was not a hot season, but still was nice to go around. In addition to going out, plan your outings looking not only at the thermostats, but also how the conditions are in general. Normally, a window day is extremely comfortable for fursuiting. Imagine, isn't it great to have a huge natural fan while you fursuit? Well, yeah, not in a coastal city, or at least not close to the beach. Why? 2 simple words: sand and mist. You know, I was gonna make a joke about foggy weather, but I missed it. On a serious note though guys, the sun part is obvious. Wind is very likely to make sun particles fly around everywhere. It takes 2 seconds to look around the streets that neighbor the beaches and see they are mostly covered in sand. If you're cheeky enough, you can ask beach residents about their balconies and how many times they sweep their houses a day, but it's quite obvious when you walk around the streets. Why is sand a problem for fursuiting, you might be wondering? Well, let me put it with an example and you figure it out by yourselves. After a day at the beach, I want to believe you hit the shower. What's the first thing you do when you are having a shower? Well, you wash your head like crazy, right? But why? Because it's full of sand, and you can't tell why mostly. But the answer is simple. Wind. It's fucking windy, mate! Now imagine all of that sand all over the fur of your fursuit. Is that something you would like to see? I bet the answer is no, so take care of your expensive body rug. Sand is very sneaky and it gets everywhere. On the other side, sea mist is another key fact. Sea mist is caused by temperature differences between the land and the sea. This is most pronounced in spring and early summer, which is the time of the year I was there visiting. Thermal variation is key when you go to the coast. It can make a day very comfortable, or on the other hand, terrible. One of the factors that depend on this variation is the mist. These pictures are a clear example of mist and ocean humidity exposure. If the salt from the ocean can do this to metal railings and buildings, imagine what it can cost your fursuit. I know you won't expose your fursuit for months, but corrosion is low and the materials are very sensitive. That's why I recommend wiping your fursuits with wet towels or washing nets if possible when you're back from your beach adventure, especially if the wind was strong. Fursuiting in general is well seen across all over Argentina, as we have seen in the video I made about it some weeks ago, but this is sound advice anyways. Coastal cities, at least in my country, have a traditional car train ride with lots of Disney characters and cartoon personalities animating kids' rides. If you're going to be fursuiting around the coast, or at least in Mar del Plata, you should expect you to be seen as one random character from popular culture. I was posting around while I was recording the videos for this vlog, and I was offered a tip by a dad taking a picture for his son with me. Again, it's not a bad thing to take tips, but I didn't accept it. It just felt wrong to me. I do this for fun after all, but the point is that it is normal for people to confuse you with street artists, and that's totally fine. What matters the most is how well received you are in general, and that is, in general, very well taken. People in Argentina love furries, and that's great. One thing though that really caught my attention is how well kids are recognizing furries. It took only 2 minutes of me sitting around for some random kids to start shouting, "Look, it's a furry!" Guys, this next generation of kids is gonna be wild. On another note, and in addition to fursuiting at the beach, and partly in keeping with the sand and the dirt that can get to your fursuit, you should also consider the smell that could get attached to it. Sometimes the ocean brings its perfume to the city, and so can bring it to your fursuit. I had that great idea to take my fursuit head to the beach and get some nice pictures. I couldn't resist to get into the water since, you know, I'm a dog at heart. And so I did it. I know that wet hair always spoils hats and hoodies, so I waited until my hair was all dried off before wearing my fursuit again. But I did not consider the smell, nor the salty waters of the ocean. My little boy got the ocean scent for some hours until I gave him a good cleaning off. Course. But please be careful if you get into the water and then you want to wear your fursuit. If you can wash it or clean it soon, it wouldn't be much of a problem. But if you see you won't be able to clean it all over within a short period, I recommend not wearing it until you can wash your hair first. Don't spoil your fursuits. Fursuits are expensive rocks, dude. This goes without saying, but you should also go fursuiting around with someone else. As I mentioned in that public fursuiting video, always bring a handler with you. At this time, not only will they be useful for safety, but you really need someone to hold your stuff while you play around. You can have a small piece of cloth, or you can have a small blankie. But if you don't, a person can be of help. The sand is not a nice surface to leave your belongings, and especially at a beach where lots of people pass by. You don't want to get your stuff stolen, do you? In such a way, going with a friend or two might come in handy for when you want to go goof around. It's great to have fun, but you should play safely. Remember, you should walk carefully around the beach as well. Try not to get hurt, since sometimes people are quite dirty. I hope this is not the picture in other areas of the world, but in Argentina, unfortunately, most people don't take care of public spaces when it comes to littering. It's a shame, but I hope someday this changes. If you want to have a safe experience, watch out for bottle caps or even cups. Try to avoid them, or at least clear the area where you'll be playing. Hey, not only will you suit safely, but you'll be doing good to the public beach by doing your part in cleaning. Remember, you make the difference. Last but definitely not least, if you're willing to just go around the town in fursuit without actually having a beach day in mind, try to dress lightly. Remember that walking in the sand can be a real challenge. Try to avoid soft spots where you can get all your shoes dirty, and if you do, try to take a towel with you to clean up afterwards. I know cities are great fun, but it's uncomfortable to go around all dirty, especially in touristic areas. Be careful with tides. Generally, rising tides are marked by the absence of wet sand around. There you can see soft, dry sand where playing can be fine, but there, the sand is a bit wet. Try not to spend much time there, since your shoes will be all wet and dirty when you walk out. Avoid getting caught by sudden waves, and be careful with rocks. They can splash ocean water all over your fursuit, and believe me, you don't want that. Cap it all, enjoy your experience. Make the city your own and paint it as you want. Remember that you will be the author of your best adventures, so try to seize the moment and have the best time of your life, like I did. You should consider the time and how long you will stay out too. Remember that beaches are great during the day, but they can be quite dark during the night. People in general leave these areas after sunset, and then they can become a little unsafe to go around. Be safe. Avoid the beach at night, not only because you won't be able to see where you're standing, but you can also get mugged. You don't know what type of people might be lurking around after the sun goes down, so you better enjoy other leisure activities like bowling, dining out, or simply hanging out with friends in downtown. Fursuiting is fun, but being surrounded by the people you love while you also fursuit is priceless. I hope you guys have found this video informative and entertaining. I really enjoyed recording it, as well as going around with my friend Ziren, who helped me get the footage for this clip. If you enjoyed this video as much as I did, don't forget to like and subscribe. I mostly rely on you guys to grow as a furry YouTuber, and because of all your help, I can bring more content like this. You really can't imagine how much you mean to me, and because of that, I wish you all a great day, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Take care, everyone. But before we go, guys, tell me, if ever, how was your experience fursuiting at the beach? Meow.